So, so we're playing Marvel Contest of Champions, and as you see, we're talking about some champions, some bad champions that have uses. I want to let guys know about this. This is a opinion-based video. I'm just stating facts about these. Don't put hate on me. So, yeah. So, you see, I have a lot of champions, but I've been getting a lot of terrible 5 stars, as you see. So, we'll have a talk with some bad champions. First, we have Venompool. Venompool is a very interesting champion because he's basically like Venom, but they were saying Venom is better than him, and I would agree. But people really don't know about Venom's abilities. So if you awaken him, he gets a bizarre, like he gets a bizarre buff. Deadpool gives him a buff, a random buff precision, cruelty, fury, luck. He can give you one of those. If you awaken him, which it's a good ability, but it's not needed. And yeah, so all special attacks deal bleed 3,000 bleed over 4.5 seconds. This is for a 5-star rank 3 champion. So this is where I think Deadpool is Venompool is pretty useful at some cases. So he has 87% chance to steal an enemy buff. So if they have an armor buff or a fury buff or cruelty buff, they can steal it. They can, as soon as if he's able to hit all of his shots, and he does at the last one, the rope effect, he steals a buff. So that means he removes the buff from them, and he converts it to regeneration, healing 1,840 health over 7 seconds, which is not a lot, but it does, it can't stack up. It's actually not bad. And special 2, it has it's the same thing as Deadpool special 2. He pulls out a sword and slices them, and he does this dance move. If you let him do his dance move, or if the enemy lets him do his dance move, if he completes it, he gains it in 1,000, as you see, in 1,000 increased crit rating for 6.5 seconds, which is huge, which is pretty huge if he finishes the dance. Also, his special 2 does a lot of bleed. It's a pretty good amount of bleed. And he heal blocks, which is also good. He only does a lot. It seems like a lot of bleed only when he's versing champions at his level. So, special 3, it's this he bleeds, but the anti-bleed effect is 41% longer than normal. So yeah, this is Venompool. I've used him for Alliance Quest, and he's actually not terrible. He's useful. His attack is not really that good, but overall, I think he's a solid. He is kind of a solid champion. These are all the synergies, as you can see. Yeah. Moving on, we're gonna talk about a very underwhelming champion sometimes. Yellow Jacket. So he's good. His awaken ability helps a lot, because if the power, once he finishes the power sting, if they don't use your special attack during the power sting, which I'll talk about later, he will stun the opponent while lasting their full duration. If it expires. So his special 1, power sting opponent for 8 seconds. If the opponent does a special attack, he takes 1,000 direct damage, which is good. but it's 90% for special 1 and special 2. The special 1 and special 2 are basically the same thing. Yeah, there's nothing really changing for both of them. Special 3, 100% to do it, so an increased chance, and for 16 seconds, which is really good. And an opponent with Sting takes 1,000 direct damage, just like the other special attacks. And all attacks have a chance, like a very low chance, 8% chance, to boost critical rating by 1,050 for 6 seconds, which is pretty good. But when I think about the champion more, I just feel like compared to all other good champions, he just lacks a lot of stuff. He's a great defender. If he's like your only good defender, but overall, he is a solid champion, but not great champion. Next champion is, a meme, but he has to go on the list. It is Rocket Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon is very weak on defense. I can say that. He's very, very weak on defense, but he's very weak. But if he hits you, it couldn't be bad if he's stronger than you. The Furiosity Awakened ability makes him do increased crit rating based on his combo meter. So his special 1 does a lot of damage. It increases the crit damage by 1,550 for 9 seconds. That is, his special 1 is kind of crazy. And his special 2 has 100% to inflict bleed. Does 1,558 direct damage over 4 seconds, which is really good. Like, his first punch doesn't seem like a lot, but then his bomb is just it's crazy. And his 100% chance to inflict an armor debuff, which is pretty solid. Removing 1 armor up buff and reducing armor rating by 2,322 for 6 seconds. So an armor break, yeah. An armor break is always pretty good. Special 3, 100% to inflict bleed. Same thing as the special 1. Exact same thing as the special 1. I think the special 3 does a lot of damage. And he has a shield system that charges anytime he dodges back and holds block for at least 1.5 seconds. Each shield, he loses power, so I don't really know what. I think he loses power like his bar of power if it expires, or if he uses it in combat. And he has a kinetic shield, 4 charges of physical resist, each providing 417 resistance, and a shell shield. It gives you 4 charges of armor up, each providing. You can read 283.91 armor rating. And the last one, emergency shield. 3 charges of special attack resistance, each providing 20% resistance, which is pretty good. So overall, Rocket Raccoon is not a terrible champion, but certainly not compared to some of these good champions. So, a next champion I want to talk about is Cyclops. He's been in the game for a really long time, and I think he is kind of good, not really great. I don't really need to talk much about him. He can gain a lot of power. I didn't know that at lower power levels. His special attacks, he gains precision, which gives him more critical rating by 1,000 for 6 seconds, that's why Cyclops does a lot of damage. And all of his special attacks do armor break debuffs, but it increases every time and increases the chance of an armor break. That's why Cyclops can be crazy at times. It can be crazy, but if you dupe him, his critical rating can be massive. It can be crazy. So yeah. Cyclops can be crazy at times. But, he's not good compared to those really good champions. So there's a lot of good champions. There's some champions you might think, oh, they're kind of bad, but they're not like terrible. But there's one thing that comes to mind. You think I was gonna choose Iron Man, but Iron Man, I feel like he is kind of bad without his awakened ability. It's not really great. So, yeah, like I don't know. Like Howard the Duck should get honorable mention. Howard the Duck should get honorable mention because Howard the Duck just does it way better. He's just he's memes, but he's just not it, bro. Howard the Duck just way better than him. Like his awakening ability has a chance to self-repair Thundercrack, but it loses connection as soon as he gets stunned. Also give an honorable mention to Falcon. He is pretty bad, but his bleed is not great. His bleed is not really bad. It's okay. Incinerate's okay. His awakening ability gives him more crit rating. It's not crazy, but hey, like I really don't know. So we have one last like champion. We have one last champion I think I want to talk about. It's Joe Fixit. Like I want to talk about Joe Fixit. Like Joe Fixit he is an interesting champion. I don't really he's like Hulk, but he's just I don't really know about him. His awakened ability gives him another Gambler Ruin, like another ability, which is nice but not really useful. He's immune to poison. I can say that. So if he lands a heavy attack, he gets a random poker suit and he gains something random like Gone Regeneration. There's a bunch of stuff he could gain like these hearts. He gains 1,000 health recovery. That's Gone Regeneration. Spades. He can weaken or he can hit a 40% chance to weaken or fatigue the opponent, reducing attack by 10% and the critical crit rating by 97. Clubs. He gets more crit rating. Diamonds. He gains more attack. Special one. Okay, the special one, if he hits you, just don't be fooled by the Hulk. He does the headbutt thing, and then he pulls out his drum gun. If he hits you with the bleed, he can do massive damage. He can do a massive damage. Massive damage. This is only the 3-star one. This is massive damage. He can do massive damage, for a short duration. Special attack 2, 100% stun for 3.4 seconds. Pretty useful, just like Hulk's one. 100% chance to inflict bleed for special 3, doing 1,237 damage over 3 seconds. His special 3 is pretty good. Special 3 is pretty good, but Joe Fixit is not as good as the Hulk or some other champions. You might be saying about everyone might be talking about Moon Knight, but I think Moon Knight doesn't really need it. Moon Knight doesn't really need to talk about it, or I don't really want to talk about it. So that is our video for today. So please tell me in the comment section below if I missed any batches, and I will go review them. I will make a part 2. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below on what you think of this video. This is my first real video, and I'll catch you guys next time.